What's up, everyone? We've got a 5060 Ti here, and we're going to run through just kind of this opening area of Dune. The new game just came out, so I've kind of cut through all the, scenes and just kind of spam my way to get to this area so that I can get this test out for you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, we're looking at 97, 99 FPS, and we are at the low preset here. No DLSS at all, no frame gen, no upscaling. Let's just kind of keep going through it and go over to medium. All right, so now we are on medium presets and got a little dip in our FPS for sure. We're at 36 FPS. This is at 4K. So we're going to run through 4K. These presets are kind of tricky. They want to turn on a bunch of stuff, and every time you kick over to the next preset, it redoes everything. You have to go back and fix it. So, I'll probably just cut out all the different, scenes where I'm setting up stuff because it's pretty boring to look at. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, this is kind of what you expect. We're at 36 FPS with no help whatsoever, and let's just keep going. Alright, so now we are on high. This is the high preset with no frame gen, no DLSS upscaling or anything like that, just strict DLAA. And yeah, we're at 33 FPS in this area, and we're just going to run over here. I'm probably going to have to get some water in a minute because that's part of the mechanic of this game, that little water meter over there. If you like this kind of content, though, please consider subscribing if you're new. The whole channel is based on just taking a card and usually break it up into weeks. This week is the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte, and we're just running it through some of the latest titles. So if you like that kind of thing, please consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, thanks for watching it again. The watch time really helps me out. The longer you stay, the longer I get to play, which is a benefit for everyone because I'm trying to make this my full-time thing. So if you could help me do that, I would really appreciate it. Alright, so let's just keep going. We're at 36 FPS with a 7.8 gig allocation. So let's just keep going and run up to Ultra, which would be here, and there we go, here, and see how it wants to turn on all this stuff here. So turn that off, turn this on, pull this over. Now we're back on DLAA, confirm, and let's get back into it. Okay, we are slideshow territory. We are at 26 FPS, but it does look good. It's just a series of JPEGs at the moment, but yeah, it does look quite nice. And I think once we start kicking on some DLSS, we're going to be able to get this into a nice playable experience. So we're at 25 FPS, and our allocated VRAM is 8.4, so we are over the 8 gig allocated VRAM of the 5060 Ti 8 gig model. This is the 16, and I say it every time, just pretend the 8 gig doesn't exist. Make sure you get the 8 gig, or make sure you get the 16 gig model of this card. Don't even act like the 8 gig is real, because in every single game, once you push it a little bit, you're going to start kicking over that 8 gigs, as you can see here, because otherwise the cards are identical. Alright, so just going to run up here. That the person I just talked to there. Alright, so let's just jump over here and keep going with the test, and maybe start introducing a little bit of DLSS to see what we can do as far as getting some of this to run a little bit better. Our resolution scale, let's bring it down to 76, which is a quality preset. We still are on 4K Ultra. Let's see what that did for us. That's 35 FPS. So, it did smooth it out a little bit. This would be kind of what maybe something is geared towards on a console. So is it playable? Yeah, it's totally playable. This isn't like really jittery or anything like that. The game actually kind of runs pretty smooth. I mean, the frame time graph is quite flat. I'm not seeing, if you see any jumps over there, I'm not feeling it at all as I play. So just know that it runs really, really well. It seems like they did a good job. Alright, so let's just keep going through here. Maybe jump down to balanced and see what that does for us. Again, this is at 4K on a 5060, so we're definitely going to stretch every single thing that this card can do and just see kind of where it breaks at. So I'm going to go down to 50%, which is performance, and see what that does, because I don't think balance is going to do it. Okay, yeah. So at performance DLSS, we're at 55 FPS. That's quite nice. On a game like this, that is more than enough. That's plenty. You know, and if you were wondering how it looks really good. You know, you don't have to worry about anything as far as like any concerns with blurriness or stuff like that. You know, DLSS 4 is quite phenomenal. It really does look good. So let's just come over here and run down the hill one more time. I'm just going to see what balanced does, because that might be a nice setting to actually frame generate from and keep that quality, you know, that visual quality up a good bit. All right, so let's just kick that back over, and 49 FPS. You can totally frame gen from 47, 46 FPS on a title like this. There's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. I don't think you have to have 60 for something that is, I think my cat just walked in, for something that is like this kind of adventure, you know, running around. This isn't like a shooter or a racing game. This is not something you need 60 for. But if you do want 60, performance will do it. You can generate from this, or just kick over to performance and generate from that. So let's just jump over to see quality. I'm going to jump back over here and go to our quality DLSS and apply that. And then we're going to do some frame gen at 2x and apply that. So this is quality DLSS, and it is 60 FPS. Now, I believe our base frame rate was in the 30s, high 30s on this, so you're definitely smoothing things out. I'm not seeing any ghosting at all. It looks really good. I would play it like this, no problem. This is absolutely an option. DLSS 4, especially the frame gen, is just honestly that good, especially in these newer games that implement it, you know, kind of from scratch. So no overrides or anything necessary. It just runs it straight out of the gate. So yeah, let's just keep going with some frame gen testing. And I'm going to jump over here, and we're going to run down to the balanced preset, and we're going to just leave the frame gen on 2x and run balanced. So that brings us up to 72. And this, the base frame rate on this was around 47, just under 50. So now you're around 65 with 2x. And our VRAM allocation is doing really well. I mean, it's 8.2. So no big deal there. It looks like everything's fine. Our system is healthy. Everything is running really smooth. I mean, they did not screw around. Like, this is a really smooth running game. I don't think I've gotten a single screen hitch or anything. All right, so let's just keep going up here, and let's jump over. And I just want to see what maybe performance looks like with the 2x turned on. Kind of going all over the place, but I got chapter markers and stuff at the top if you want to skim through. But let's see, let's go down to performance and leave that frame gen on 2x, of course. And of course, these are ultra settings, so you know, everything's visually quite nice looking. I'm feeling parched. Oh no, I need to go get some water. Where are those little water plants? There they are. Definitely don't need to light myself on fire. All right, so let's hydrate. This is going to be a pretty fun game, I feel like. I can't wait to get more into it. Alright, so we're at 80 FPS. This is performance DLSS. Looks exceptionally good. And we are frame generating at 2x. So let's go back up to quality DLSS here. And we're going to go 3x. And we are going to go to quality DLSS at 3x. And then we'll do 4x, then we'll work our way back down. Again, I'll have stuff at the top, you know, just check that out. By the way, if you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing if you're new here. And if you are not new here and you're watching this, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. The watch time helps me out quite a bit. So thanks for watching my content, and I hope that you get something out of this. So anyway, we are just going to run through this and then drop it down one more time on that DLSS setting and see what that does for us with the frame gen set to 3x, and drop it down to balanced. So this is balanced, and we are at the 3x still. Okay, and then let's just jump back Balanced DLSS at 3x, you're over 100 FPS. So right around, well, high 90s, sometimes over 100. So, you know, you are looking fine here. There's nothing wrong with this. Your VRAM allocation is exceptionally well managed. I will say hats off, especially in this opening area. I just have not had the time to really dig really deep into this game since it just came out. But yeah, we're looking good, at least in this area, which gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the game, that it's running this smoothly. I mean, this is really nice. It's running really, really well. Alright, so let's just keep on going and get everyone the settings that they're interested in. Of course, use the stuff at the top that I've got listed there, and you know, just check that out if you are interested in a specific set of settings. 107 FPS here. Yeah, so no big deal. Running really well. This area was around high 90s, so you know you're hitting 100 here. So the settings are pretty tight. There's not like a big jump between them, but it runs so well already that it's just kind of like nice to have, just kind of like icing on the cake sort of thing. So let's just keep on going through our settings here and drop back down. Let's see, what DLSS setting was that? Let's double check. All right, that was performance. So we need to go up to 4K, not 4K, 4X on quality. So this is 4X quality. This is probably how I would play it, just because the frame generation on a game like this works really well. And I mean, it looks really good. There's just like, again, nothing wrong with playing it this way. It feels great. 4X on top of that, you know, mid 30s on a game that is so, you know, adventure based, works out really, really well. Keeps your visuals up, and you know, I'm not noticing any ghosting at all. Let me just spin the camera as fast as I can here. A little bit around his hair, you can kind of see it, but like, who does this? Nobody's doing this. You know, it looks fine. So you see a little bit of his hair here and there whenever you're really swinging the camera around, but I believe that's something no one would even notice or care about if they did. Because I mean, look at what you're getting. These sunsets and stuff are like really good. Alright, so let's just jump down and go up to whatever the next setting is. I've lost track of talk so much. Alright, so let's go to balance. This is balanced 4X. And we're looking at 125 FPS. You know, ultra settings, everything completely maxed out. Yeah, so I'm parched. Need to water. Need to go get some water plants. Alright, let's just drink this. Alright, I don't know where this plant is getting water from. I guess it's like a cactus. It just sits there and does its thing until someone takes water from it. Alright, so just gonna keep running around here, and I mean, you kind of see where this test is going. Yeah, this game is totally playable with this card. You're not gonna have any problem at all. So let's just jump back into the settings here and go down, so 4X, and work our way down to performance, and just keep going here. 141, 133, looking quite good, quite good. Okay, gonna run around here. I want to check out the lighting. I'm not sure if this game has dedicated ray tracing, but we're gonna check it out. Let's see, lighting, shadows, ultra, virtual shadow maps. I don't know, that's all. That's good. Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of looks like it's broken up into these different categories here, and looks like the presets are taking care of it. So everything that we've seen has been manipulated with that preset down here. So reflections quality has been ultra. When you're on ultra, it's on ultra, so we don't need to really go into anything. I'm going to check out this virtual shadow maps and see if that does anything really terrible to our frame rate. Let's just kick this off. This is kind of just like a little bonus scene at the end of this test. Let's drop that back up to DLAA. So this is Ultra preset here. DLSS is off, so we're just on DLAA. And let's see, the shadows are on Ultra, and we're turned on this virtual shadow maps, which says experimental. So that means it's probably hard to run or something like that. Low-end laptop mode, we don't need to mess with that, and limit CPU usage. I don't want to do that. Okay, that's no big deal. Alright, so let's check out how this runs. Resume. 21 FPS. which, you know, I mean, it's definitely taken a little bit of a hit from how we were running things earlier. Oh man, this is a glitchy mess. Look at that. No wonder I say experimental. Look at those shadows. Oh my god. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I don't know if necessarily turning on DLSS is gonna help that glitchiness, but to be fair, they do say it's experimental, so let's give them credit. You know, they're not saying that it's done. What does quality DLSS do for us? Does it get rid of that glitchiness of the shadows? Looks like it kind of does, yeah. So it looks like running it at quality DLSS with that, you know, nice lighting. I'm not sure what that lighting really is. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me, but it does improve the lighting. I will say it looks really nice, and that DLSS is really helping our frame rate quite a bit here. So just in the spirit of a full, nice, complete test, I'm going to run a few more settings here and see what we can do to get to 60. So it looks like to get to 60, as far as DLSS is concerned, we need to probably play with this a little bit more. We might have to go to performance, maybe. Even though I would totally frame gen from here. I mean, that's just not even a question. I would totally frame gen from quality even. I just want to show what these settings look like with that that lighting mode kicked on. I'm assuming it's doing something with some like really realistic shadows, because these rocks up here, just get like these rocks, they definitely improved in quality from what I can tell. Let me get some more water. Okay, oh, I didn't get water. Give me water. Alright, I'm hydrated. Alright, let's just come over here. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff, I mean, this is Unreal 5, so I mean, you know, you're gonna get, it just really makes terrain look super realistic. Unreal Engine does with this stuff, so you can definitely see the touch of Unreal in this game. Alright, so let's just go down to Performance DLSS. That's gonna give us 60, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Alright, so let's kick on Performance DLSS. Nothing else has changed. We've still got the virtual shadow maps turned on. Virtual shadow maps recommended for GPUs with more than 10 gigs of VRAM, which this has. Could lead to stability and performance issues. So it looks like it gives it a lot more defined shadows. So that's cool. It definitely does improve the visual quality of this. So Performance DLSS, that'll give you 60. So that answers that question. Now, whether or not you want to just play it like this, or you want to frame gen, you know, that's up to you entirely. I'm going to run through it just to make the test complete, but for the most part, this is what you can expect from this title. It looks really good and runs really well. So I'm going to go over to Performance, and we are going to kick on the performance. So we're going back up to quality, and then we're going to do frame gen with quality, and I'm going to consider this like the maxed out setting. This is kind of like, you know, with everything turned on to see, you know, how it would run. So everything's maxed out. The shadow thing is turned on, and we've got resolution scaling set to quality with 2x frame gen, and you are right at 60, and this feels super smooth. I mean, this feels really good. Don't be afraid to use frame gen. It's fine. It's what it's here for. It's what you paid for. And unless you're like some competitive shooter where every little pixel matters, I don't think frame gen gets enough credit. It really is damn good technology, especially with DLSS 4. It just really shines. I mean, look at this. This is so nice looking. All that like heat distortion coming from the fire. The shadows in here look really realistic. They're not just like painted black. Like they actually have like reflections from the bottom of this metal thing down onto it, so they're not like uniformly black. You got like a nice little edge here that's not all janky and weird. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. This game is gonna, I hope this game is gonna be fun to play, because it's fun to look at. Alright, so let's just keep going and drop down to what I would consider, you know, probably a good way to play it still. This is balanced DLSS, and we're just going to run through here. You're at 69, 66 FPS here, and Yeah, this is just 2x. All right. Just run up this hill. Kind of take it back down a little notch here. All right, let's just drop back down and go to balanced and change that to performance. All right, so this is performance DLSS, 2x frame gen, 74 FPS. Now, how would I play this from just everything we've done so far? I would definitely leave that like environmental, you know, shadow thing on. I think that really enhances it quite a bit. And then I would probably just jump over to performance and switch that to quality. So we're on quality here. Might as well do 4x. I mean, you got it turned on. You might as well. Quality DLSS. This is how I would play it right here. I would kick on quality because it looks just as good, if not better, than native. 4x frame gen, just to get it, you know, get some nice frames in there. I've got this reflex thing enabled, but you can't really turn it off, so I just didn't do the boost. That's personal preference anyway. All right, I would leave that on. That looks good. And all this stuff, your lumen, I absolutely leave that on. It looks really nice. All this is ultra, so this is exactly how I would play it right here. Quality DLSS, 4x frame gen. You know, this thing is running like freaking buttered bread, man. This is a good experience, at least as far as I can tell in this opening scene. Like I said, I just kind of smashed through all the dialogue. I've got no idea what anyone has said so far, so I'm going to go back and, you know, do my due diligence and get to a spot later on in the game and probably run a test there. But you can absolutely play this game with a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte at 4K. So if you can run it at 4K, you can run it at 1440, no problem. This looks so good, though. I'm really excited to play this game. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe, you know, and just help me get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm looking at, you know, potentially hitting that before December 31st, but I, you know, want to set a realistic goal. So thank you so much for watching. This is the first of the 5060 Ti 16 gig test this week. I'll put out another poll in the weekend, so be sure that you check that out and vote for your next card that you want to see. So with that, I will sign out of here, and we will see you in the very next video. Thank you. Peace.